now I'm in this bitch. Man, man, my 4-year-old ain't been sleeping good lately. He's becoming it's weird. Like when you raising a child, especially if you paying attention, you got a golden opportunity to to very closely watch a part of your child's life that you also lived through that you just won't remember very well. Once you become like aware of yourself, once you start dreaming and remembering the dreams, and then like having to tell my child, he's been doing this for a while. He's 4 now, but and this has been a while since. But just watching a child go through the dreaming process, and then like having nightmares and having to go through that and explain it to him with the dreams, like it's weird for me trying to tell my kid, hey man, that dream ain't real. When really I feel like that dream is just a part of your experience and your reality as anything else. So on a blanket level, it is something, even if it isn't real like that. Yeah, it's weird to have to talk down or talk past things for the sake of a child not understanding or maybe not being ready for certain conversations. Um, Having to deal with my stepson going through the inevitability of death. Uh, Once that started weighing down on him a few years ago, he ain't been right ever since. He's soft as hell though. Um, so he's got to man up a bit. But yeah, going through all that kind of stuff with kids is kind of crazy, man. And I can't remember vividly being 4 years old, not every day of it for damn sure. Like it's crazy, like how much of your life though you'll kind of put in it, like in the deep background of your memory or your mind where it's there, but retrieving it is like almost impossible. I don't know what I wore on my birthday 6 years ago. I don't know what I wore that day. It was my birthday. It was 6 years ago, and I don't remember what I wore. So like, you really take a lot of your life, and it really boiled down to, is this going to save my life or keep me alive or help me preserve myself or whatever? Those things kind of matter. Getting about the planet matters. You know where your fucking address is at, like you know where you live at, shit like that. But yeah, your mind really does say, hey, you don't need that. Don't hang on to that. Don't worry about that. How it helps you tunnel vision on self-preservation, man. It's the first. Damn, this fucking clip, especially on a bumpy road, that clip is no good. I'm gonna stop fucking with that clip. I'm gonna buy a new one, I swear. I'm trying to get my phone up. That shit crazy. That's annoying as fuck. But yeah, like self-preservation is the first rule of nature, and we are naturally tuned to that without trying. So goes the fucking procreation process. You put two mentally underdeveloped people in the room. You take two people like that and put them in the room, I bet you they figure out the sex part. Male and a female that has a development for some reason, genetic, whatever, suffering from something, going through some shit, underdeveloped. You put them in a room, male and female, I bet you they figure that sex shit out without being told. They'll figure it out. They'll go there. So let's not downplay that and how that weighs on humanity. Everybody going through this, the fresh and fit thing, the examination. I ain't mean to even be talking about this, but I'm tangential, and this is what happens. So rock with me for a minute. People go through that, the fresh and fit thing, the evaluation of like what's going on in society with the gender roles and the gender inequality myth and all of that kind of stuff, man. It's kind of wild. And of course I got my take on things, and I do believe I stand on an objective foundation, and for the most part I tend to agree with Fresh and Fit on most things that they say, if y'all know who they are at all. And it might sound what they call that chauvinistic or whatever, but I be meaning it in the greatest of ways for the full intention of praising women enough to get them the peace that I think they deserve. For example, me saying that I don't think women should be cops or in the military is not me saying that I think they that they can't do it. Oh, you can train some women to do that shit and they'll do it well. Uh, but they are women, and they will physically be, overall, for the most part, physically um, just a fraction of what a man could be, especially in that endeavor. You're talking about war. Like, why would you not bring a certain standard or expectation that you don't send a soldier off to just, oh, you gonna die? Like, that you don't do that. That you say, hey man, you got a chance of survival. You built for this, and maybe you can do this. But like, taking something as fragile and as delicate and as beautiful and precious as the baby making nature inside of a woman, and then you go put that in a place where artillery is being fired on. Why would you put that beautiful thing in a place like that? Why would you do that? I don't think y'all should be there, bro. That's all it is, man. And I mean that in the best of ways. I don't think y'all should be there. I think y'all got better things to do. I think you'll be happier in your psyche and in your nature for you to be very much protected from the dangers and the drama in the world as much as possible. That's what I mean when I say, woman, you not built for for the war that I feel like I was destined to get involved in. As far as being a man, like, you're supposed to be battle ready. To not be battle ready is like, damn, that's crazy. Why would you not be battle ready? Did you just tell? As soon as a man ain't battle ready, I know that if duty calls, you're unprepared. And I think that's weird to me that you could face something like what you think the ideal man, a real man, the archetype of a man would include the propensity for defensive violence, to have true justice and fairness in his heart, and to be able and willing to die for women and kids, to keep that precious, fragile innocence out of harm's way at all costs. Why the fuck? Now, it's all meant to be good, and in that same token, I have to recognize that in that endeavor, for me to be that, there's no fucking way in hell that I can think like a woman and be the best man I can be. The two things won't go together. There's something different about men and women. We need to face that shit and stop trying to pretend like it ain't nothing there, and that when we say that we are not equal because we are not the same, and you can't be equal and different at the same time, there's going to be different avenues, of course, where women are going to shine, but a lot of them have nothing to do with what it takes for a man to be a man. So why y'all out here trying to be men? Like, it's a clash, bro. That shit don't go together at all. And I think it's weird, and I think it's driven in that way too, because while we have that going on, what else do we got? Beta male bullshit, where real men that they claim to be real men will tell you that the best way for you to be a real man is for you to be unarmed and refuse to use a firearm to handle any conflict ever. As if other motherfuckers out here are going to listen to that kumbaya shit and then follow your lead because that's where you want to go. You can put your hands up because you want to be a man and fight all you want to. I've seen people fucking put their hands up to fight and get shot anyway. That shit, I'm not hiding. I'm not going to rest on, I've used my hands to fight. That's some pussy ass shit. And I think it takes a soft ass, weak ass man that claims to be a man. You're supposed to be ready for all types of battle. As soon as you know that, then a gun might have to be involved, and you got to embrace that. You can't run away from that. So a man to say you can't use you're not a real man, not going to use no gun to solve no conflict, you out your mind, because sometimes that's what it's going to fucking take, bro. Because sometimes people bring the gun to you, and you ain't even want that. I don't like guns because I like fucking guns. I like guns because I feel like it gives me a fighting chance in the world that I already agreed to do battle with. As a man, my nature agreed to this. It's part of the fucking natural contract. Motherfuckers out here denying their nature and fucking the world up when they do that shit. Women, you don't need to be a fucking boss. What it takes for you to make $250,000 in a year are going to be qualities that's just going to make you unattractive to a man, probably. And y'all think, oh, you want a woman that's submissive. Man, I want to be a fucking man without feeling like I have to also do battle with my woman about my fucking manhood, all in the house of shit. And I wouldn't give a fuck what that entails. I don't have to be okay with accepting fucking battle in my house because every bitch want to be a boss bitch. That don't even make no sense. Go be who you want to be. I don't have to accept it. I do not want to go do battle or feel like I'm in a fucking court of law. That I do open carry demos with my AR. Daring anybody who won't smoke with the huggable guy to fucking, man, don't play with me, right? Then I go home and I got to get bit. I'm not going to be happy with it, and I would prefer not to deal with it. So every man has that right to say, I'm going to be peace. I'm going to be at peace, at the highest level of peace possible, right? Achievable. I'm going to aim for it. I'm going to desire it, even if I never achieve it. Inside my home, you goddamn right. Especially if you being like, I'm trying to be as much of a man as I can be in the world at large right now. Why would I come home and feel like What's all that I die for y'all for? What was that for? Huh? What is that for? To have what my manhood is supposed to be guided by feminine energy, as if I'm supposed to allow this feminine energy to lead, don't even make no sense to me, because I know that I couldn't think like a woman and be the best man I could be. The two things are a clash. It's a natural class that's meant to be like that. The whole fucking frame of mind will go along with my whole physique, the physical aspect of a man. It manifests to make me the bigger one, the faster one, the stronger one, the fucking fight to the death that a grown man has. Come on, man. It's a powerful thing. Men and the fucking muscle mass and the focus on how to use it. I'm telling you, man, there's 13, 14-year-old boys that 95% of women couldn't stop this boy from thrashing you if he wanted to beat you the fuck up. That's how crazy it is. He could be 13, 14 years old. You wouldn't even be able to stop this little nigga. We are built for the animalistic side, the protective side of humanity, and what it is we're supposed to be protecting: the women and the kids. You have this beautiful, natural, fruitful thing about you to bear life and to do that. It needs to be protected at all costs, man. It's meant to make y'all feel good, man. It's meant to give y'all the glory in your nature. When a man says, "Step out of the way, let me die for that," you move. You don't even know what's going on for real. You will change your mind about how you feel about what's going on from day to day, depending on what's going on inside of you. You don't take trauma well, and you're emotionally wishy-washy, and you know it, and you admit it, and you're all like that, right? And it's nothing bad. It's your nature. Just like I will be more prone to feel like somebody's calling me out to a fight, and then me being willing to fight them, maybe even to the death. My train of thought to go in that direction in conflict, it'd be way faster than my girl. My girl would never. It would take a lot for her to feel like this conflict is going someplace, and it can go to a fight, and it can maybe even go to somebody dying. I'm with all of that shit. She don't think like that when she get to a conflict with somebody. I do. I wonder, is that where this is going? Because I wouldn't even do battle with anything less than another man, right? But then I know what another man might be bringing to the table in regards to a conflict or a fight, especially if it gets physical. I have to be aware of all of that, even when it's not even present. If I'm not aware of it, I won't deal with it when it makes itself present. You got to be battle ready. This is all just simple stuff. This is simple, natural stuff that if you just say what it is that you're looking at, you can tell the fucking story to yourself and just come to a logical, objective conclusion about some of this stuff. Right? But let me get on this topic, since I did my little rant before the rant, like I always do, a little appetizer for y'all. I came into a conflict on a political post on YouTube, and I'm all in the comments looking to see what's going on, and people supporting this Kamala Harris bitch, and people supporting the Trump chump. Like one of these motherfuckers is really going to save us. Ain't none of them going to save us. Insanity. What is the definition of insanity? What they say it is? Constantly doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. If that does not define politics in this fucking country, and an honest observation of what it is that I'm saying and trying to point out to you, if you're going to vote, I want you to hear what it is that I just said, and then ask yourself, does that definition suit what we got going on in politics? When you're going to vote with faith that the vote is going to do something that is worth it, that you're going to anticipate an outcome to the action of voting, that you hope that it works in your favor because somebody there is going to give you the favor. If you got all that expectation and this is the way you can describe what it is you're going to do when you vote, but you just heard what I just said, you tweaking. You know goddamn well they're not finna save you. Stop fucking playing. And they always think they're going to save us, and where are we right now? In a very desperate state in this fucking country, right? How we get to this desperate state if the politicians want to give us all of the freedom and the liberty, and we want it. So now we're all in agreement that the freedom and the liberty is on the table, but we not getting it though. They want to quote unquote give it. We want them to give it to us or to stand out of the way, but we not getting it. Have you noticed that the mission has failed over and over again? Have you noticed? Can we be honest to say that it's been mission failed for a very long time? Let's talk about the real failure in the mission, the money. $30-something trillion in debt, and it keeps climbing. While we're calling it out that it's climbing, it go, yeah, it's climbing, and then it doubles and triples and quadruples the fucking climbing while we're calling it out. Stop playing. That's the problem. It's the problem. No politician talks about the money at all, and how the debt is insurmountable, and then they won't get out there and say that it's insurmountable, that you're never going to solve it, you're never going to fix it and make that debt zero, and then go through the process of what it looks like when a country gets repoed. When you're in debt and then the debt gets called, when it's in default, What politician would get? You know what? If one of these presidential candidates did that, their own people would turn on them right away to go, dude, you're blowing our cover. You're totally throwing this shit into a questionable position that we won't be able to ignore once you cross that line. And one of those fucking lines is a politician standing up, really being honest, and then telling the whole fucking country and the world that the debt cannot be resolved, and that it will eventually go into default, whether it be today or 20 years from now, or however long, much longer, they can kick the can down the road, because that is what it is that they've been doing. Fuck the Democrat and Republican parties. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm talking about the money that blankets the entire fucking system. Talk about the money, the blanket, that everybody on both sides is going to have to fucking listen to you with ears that are void of discrimination, because we need the logic. And I'm not talking to Democrats to support them or talking to Republicans to support them. I'm talking to all of you motherfuckers to blow the whistle on the shit. The money is the problem, and you know it. You know it is. It's a problem. They call the debt in. What the fuck is going to happen to you? Huh? Then you're going to realize that you don't own yourself. That birth certificate is a problem. Look at this. I wish I would have made this shirt. Shout out to whoever made this shirt. I had to look at the tag, and I'll put it in the comments later to see who made this fucking shirt, because it's dope. It says land of the free with a question mark. The answer is no. No, it is not the land of the free. It's the land of enslavement. This is what I was trying to convince these people of while they talking this Kamala Harris, Donald Trump bullshit all in the fucking comment section. I said, man, them motherfuckers ain't gonna save none of y'all. Y'all are insane. Motherfucker, you a slave. And they're like, I'm not a slave, blah, blah, blah. What are you talking about? Capitalism and slavery? The way they doing it is. The way they doing it, they turn it into that. And it's just undeniable. It's just undeniable, period. The motherfuckers that made the game are winning the game, and that should be suspicious to you. I don't give a fuck if you're a Democrat or Republican. It's got nothing to do with that. And people don't want to talk about this stuff, especially not in this way. Because if you get on TV talking like this, on CNN and all that other shit, both sides that have to hang their head in shame like, oh, damn, you killing my dream, bro. You killing me, bro. Please shut up. You killing me, bro. Both sides will be like, dude, man, look at you. Spazzing on us, bro. Nailing this shit to the fucking ground, man. That's what that money issue does, and no one goes there. Have you noticed that? No candidate goes there. Y'all want to talk about inflation and making the economy better. No one is saying that it's a kicking of the can down the road, bro, because it's inevitable that it crashes. And when it does, it's going to be revealed that your life can be lost, or you can be thrown into some type of chattel slavery or deeper level of compliance, while possibly offering you the digital currency when they call the debt and say that y'all got to give this shit up. And what you give up when you repo a country it looks very much the same as what happens when you get your car repoed. They don't give a fuck if you got a gun in your car. If you got your truck gun, that shit is, you gonna have to fight to get that back. It's gonna take some maneuvering, because they can't just take it from you like that. You can get a gun back. They can't tell you that they repo the car and you can't get a gun back. That's a fucking loose gun now. Who owns it? They can't play like that. You will get the gun back, but in the moment they're not gonna let you stop and get they don't ask you if there's a gun in there or allow you to go get it, or no, none of that shit when they repo your shit. Your kid's car seat, if you left some luggage in there from your weekend trip that you took, that you blew your money on that instead of making your car note, and now they about to repo your shit, they take your luggage that's in the trunk. They don't stop to ask you. They don't leave your shit out on the side of the fucking road when they repo your car. They just fucking take that shit. That's what happens, you know? And what else happens is that any down payment or collateral that you put up on that debt for that car, you also lose that. You lose all of your shit, all of the money that you paid to the car. They don't get that back to you. Say, hey man, fair trade. We'll only take from you what you gave us. We'll only deduct what the car is worth, or what it is that it takes to fucking settle the debt, and then nothing more. You will split the rest of that with you. They don't do none of that. They take it all. You lose every ounce of investment in that. If this country goes into default with this bullshit debt that they never address, they want the people too. They want the land and the resources too. That's what it's all about. And why won't somebody in the audience ask one of these politicians, what happens when a debt like what we have goes into default? What happens next? Can you go through the process with us, sir or ma'am? If I ask them that question, you think they'll let me stand there and wait for the answer? What do you think? Put that in the chats. That's my question for y'all. If I was in the crowd where these fucking politicians are doing all this fake ass debating and bullshit, pandering to the racial divide and all that type of shit, because now you got a quote unquote black woman or woman of color, shut the fuck up, and Trump and his supporters who are already being accused of being racist, so they're going to be tainted even if they're not racist, even if they're on the fence, that they do kind of like Kamala and they think maybe they should give her a chance, but they want to lean towards Trump because he's just going to handle certain things better. But Kamala was fine as VP, and that's where she is right now. Tell that bitch to do some work. People can feel like that in between and still vote. But what's crazy, like I was telling some of these guys on this fucking YouTube post, is that a vote doesn't look like you voted for the lesser two evils or you were straddling the fence and made a choice. The vote doesn't even look like you have zero faith in the system. You look like you have faith because you're going to go through the process and wait on the outcome because you think that the outcome could favor you to give you the freedom and the justice and the liberty that you're asking for, that you think that there's hope in doing that. That's what your vote looks like. Your vote looks like you love that politician that you voted for. It doesn't look like you went, I'm voting for the lesser two evils. Both of you guys are fucked. But I'm going to go this way because of these different policy and key points that he's talking about. I rock with that, and that's enough to get my vote. I'll vote because I should probably vote. Yada, yada, yada. Go suck that government dick. You're a goofy. You play that game, your vote looks like you love them. Stop playing. No one's reading into your vote like that. A vote looks like you love them. So don't act like you bringing this wishy-washy, I guess I kind of, your vote is not going to reflect that. That looks like love. The damn vote looks like love, asshole. Get out of here. And your vote also looks like you got faith enough in the system to not revolt. And this is the question that I had for him that was blowing his mind. I asked him, it was a statement. I said, your vote is an agreement to not revolt. And he says, untrue. What the fuck are you talking about? That don't make no sense. I was like, yes, it does. You look like you got faith and you're going to wait on the outcome. What, you going to do, revolt because your guy didn't win? That's not a revolt. That's political violence. Saying that you did think that the Democrats should have won, but it went to the Republicans, and that pissed you off. You look like you're supporting the system with violence. You don't look like you're saying this system needs to be changed from outside within, not from you guys, because you guys aren't going to fix it. Voting doesn't look like you believe that that's ever going to happen. That you're going to get that you need a revolt. I mean, voting looks like you don't believe that there needs to be a revolt. It needs to be this guy. You're playing the game. You agree to play the game. You're agreeing not to revolt, man. That's what that is. And he couldn't fucking follow logic because he's not smart. This guy said that he's a former military dude. Not smart. He could not even catch on to what I said. And then he tried to backtrack when I explained it to somebody that jumped in and said, Trey, I hear what you're saying. I agree with some of the stuff you're saying, man. I think you're right. And then I said, yeah, right, blah, blah, blah. And I started talking to him, and I used a few different words. I think the few different words that I said, man, I can't remember what I said, but the way I said it to him, then the guy that I had been debating with the whole time was like, oh, that ain't what you said. You switching up. And I was like, I'm not switching up shit. He was like, that's not what you said before. You said this. You didn't say this part. I was like, that's implied in what it is that I said. Are you crazy? You needed me to spell that out for you like that for you to know that if I don't vote, what I'm saying is that I don't have any faith in the system or either one of these candidates. That's what that means. He's like, oh, well, you didn't say it from that side. You were saying that if you do vote, then you agree to the rep. Man, shut up, man. He just couldn't follow me, man. People don't be smart. People can't follow you, man, and that's what it is, man. And if you can't follow me when I'm dishing it to you, you definitely not smart enough to conceive of these ideas yourself. But it's the absolute truth. If you vote, you agree to fucking play the game, and you can't be a sore loser to fucking revoke because your guy lost. That's something different. It's not even the same thing no more. When I say fuck all y'all, there's no way I can be happy with no outcome no matter which one of y'all won. Because I think fundamentally what's broken is some shit that ain't got nothing to do with you two motherfuckers. Y'all just happen to be here. What's broken ain't even y'all. It's the whole shit. Why would I vote for you? I really feel like that shit ain't got nothing to do with Kamala or Trump, and it never did. I said fuck Hillary and her husband. He's a weirdo. Motherfucking Obama, I didn't fall for that black pacifier bullshit. I don't give a fuck. Fuck him too. He did some bullshit, man. He did some shit that's not good for nobody black or white. And then still down here, y'all go, black people, white people. Rah, rah, rah. But ain't nobody going to escape that crashing of that American dollar. You're not going to escape that shit with your white skin, you fucking goofy. Racist people crack me up. Y'all are weirdos, man. Strange, stupid, off your square so much. I'm gonna have to stop saying weirdo. Somebody pointed out to me that there's been this overuse of the word in the media, And I never noticed it. I don't even fucking watch them. I don't give a fuck about nothing that they talk about. I get a little bits and pieces here and there. As soon as I hear what's going on, I go, fuck it. There's nothing that they can say inside of that to make me support the system at all. The system can't convince me inside of itself to love it enough, to trust it, to vote for it, and allow them to move on with what they're doing. It's all broken. I don't need to hear nothing else from them. No further questions, Your Honor. Guilty verdict. Bang the gavel. Pass the judgment. Y'all fucked up. This shit is over. It deserved a revolt way before I was even born. We late to the game. Fuck out of here. RPM Trey Vietnam and this bitch Wu Bang, get a gun. If you own yourself, then why are you begging for a master and then hoping that they can point a government gun at everyone else to fall in line with what they want? Only for 4 years so that somebody else can come through and mix it up and remix it. Y'all are dumb. This ain't even, it don't even sound like freedom and justice could come from this wishy-washy bullshit. Doesn't even sound like it was going to work. It hasn't been working, and now you got to admit that, Democrat or Republican, because I'm talking to all y'all. Admit that it hasn't worked. Admit that it looks like insanity to expect it to work. Y'all, both sides, express unhappiness and distrust for the election process and how elections could be tampered with from inside our own government, possibly through social media manipulation and from outside government influences. Y'all all on both sides admitted that this shit looks off a bit. Something's not quite right. Right? Right? Okay then. Y'all late to the party. I've already been said for years now I don't trust this shit, and I think it makes absolutely no sense to give it any further peace or cooperation whatsoever. Tell them that they're all fired, start over. And here y'all go. Election fraud and blah, blah, blah. All these politicians are corrupt and corruptible and no. I'm going to vote again. Stupid. 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 The fuck is wrong with y'all, man? I cannot vote. I don't want to vote for a master. You asking me to pick a master, and my answer is no. Y'all filling in with all of this fluff and all of this other shit when you got to get inside the game to even recognize this. I gave this example before. I'm going to give it again, and then I'm out of here. Because I like this example because I think it makes it undeniable what it is that I'm trying to say about the political game. You go to a football game, and men get on the field accepting all of the possibility of concussion, broken bones, life-changing injuries, all that type of shit. They accept it all, right? They're protected against that, but they accept that it may just happen to them one day. That they sustain a career-changing injury that'll change their life forever, possibly. It could go that far, and they know that. And in that agreement, there's referees and rules to the game and shit like that. But then, they get busy, and sometimes people get seriously hurt, right? If y'all take that same game and these same players come running into a parking lot with a referee close in tow, right? And you knock to the ground a father who's passing a football that he just bought from a sporting goods store to his son, and you knock this man to the ground because he's got on a football jersey, and he's literally throwing a football to his son. If you knock him down, what you have done is assault him. That's assault. You can't then blanket your game over my shit. Even if you thought it looked like I was playing your game, I'm not, and you know that I'm not. I'm not a pro football player. You know that I'm not, bro. You can't blanket the rules of your game on me and say that's a fair hit. No, that's assault, nigga. I'm gonna shoot at you probably. Are you crazy? And you got peoples with you? It's 3 football players out here running me over. Boy, I'm gonna start shooting, right? You know that that's assault. I'm not inside of your game, bro. And don't throw your shit over top of me to go, these are the rules. This is what government does to you. They even agreed that they were governed they were governed by the consent of the people. And then they use all of this trickery to move forward like you consented to everything. And then they blame you for being sore losers when they write you the citation because somehow you agreed to paying that. You agreed to be a corporate entity through contracts and contract law. And they think that you out here moving commerce. You out here moving in commercial with commercial intent. So, and they consider you a government employee, and that you agreed to play a game, so you owe that citation, even when there is no victim, and they can't even keep these rules about the dollar amount and what it is that could trigger them to even write you the citation. They can't keep none of that consistent between states. But there's one constitution. Man, stop playing with me, bro. Stop playing with me, bro. You tackle me in the fucking parking lot, that's assault. I don't care about your other game. Okay? You thought I was in your game, bro. I'm over here living my life, man. I'm a natural man. I never would have thought in a million years, not as a child, that I will find myself inside of a game and that I'm being forced to play, that I will be that I will guarantee be losing at. Because you guarantee lose against government. Every vote is a vote for government. This is what I was trying to tell these assholes in that comment section. I don't want government to win over us anymore. I want the people to win it. Every one of these votes, whether it's Kamala or Trump, it's a vote for government, but I want them to not win, though. You understand what I'm saying? I can't vote for either one of them, and I'm not going to. And all of this shit is rigged and written anyway. It's all scripted. They got to put so much emotional drama that you would expect inside of a real election process, with all of the corruption and collusion and all of that shit included to spice up the drama. It's a TV show. So that you cannot think outside of it when somebody tells you that that's all for show to make you think that this is really happening, that is your choice, and that it's tricky sometimes for humanity to come together and it don't always work. But what happens is what it is that you choose. You chose this. They want you to believe that while they put people in place to make sure that it happens the way they want to. It's a head game, and it's not even that hard to figure out because a lot of y'all call it out for the head game and then you move forward with voting and giving your faith to the system anyway. But you've called it out before probably. You've caught a glimpse through the bushes. You know you hear that monster in the bushes, bro, and you looking. And then you see a shadow, you go, what was that? And that's you pointing out that you know that government is fucking full of shit on both sides. But then you turn your back and you whistle Dixie and you walk that way. And I'm standing still. I'm not turning my back until I identify this monster. And then I make the eye contact and I go, hey, yo, there he is. And you going, nah, man, we got to march. We got to march this way. You want to march on and turn your back to this monster when you know that shit is there, bro. Eye contact will give you no room for that bullshit. You will stop trusting that. You will not turn your back on this motherfucker. When you know that you know. That's why I know when people support government, I go, there's a whole lot of shit you got to ignore to trust them. That's why I know you don't know much. And then I just instantly start feeling like you're not smart enough. You're definitely not smarter than me. Because if you were, you would know enough to say, I'm not putting my faith in that shit. This whole shit is a fucking train wreck. This shit is all going down in flames. There's no way to stop it. They voted, marched, and all type of shit in the 60s for a whole bunch of things that failed, that we're suffering right now, and suffering even more things that they would have never dreamed of in the 60s that we have to be facing right now. They would never dream that this is what was going on. They were like, wow, man, y'all went crazy. Anybody that died in the 50s and 60s, and that was the peak of their political eyewitness account of what the fuck is going on in this country and in the world in politics, I feel sorry for them, bro. If there's a turning over in your grave, they are doing it, man. They are doing it. Especially people that died in wars. If you died in World War I or World War II or Vietnam War, you are in the afterlife screaming to the top of your lungs. Stop them now. What the fuck? I think your fucking dead war vet ancestors want us to fucking flip the dinner table over. That's what I think. I think they feel like they died for lies and that what it is that they thought that they were preserving is actually going to fall right in front of everybody and no one's going to do anything about it. That's what I think that they would think about this shit. Am I lying? Am I lying, or do you think that they'd be proud of us? That they would like us to be right here where we are? That's where you think your dead fucking great-grandfather that died in World War I, you think he'd be proud of this shit right now, motherfucker? You think he'd be proud of this shit right now? Don't play with me. Play with Nintendo. The fuck? RPM Trade Vietnam and this bitch Wu Bang get a gun, man. Y'all gonna piss me off today. Y'all crazy, bro. Crazy, man. Crazy, man.